Hey everybody, this is Alzorath, and welcome back to Knightica. Today we're trying a run that was actually recommended by a viewer. I can go grab their name real quick just by alt-tabbing like a weirdo. I need to find the right window though. It was recommended by Damon3254 over on the Let's Play Everything channel. So we're going to be trying the Shaman run. Hint, I have actually done this once. It does work. I just had forgotten about it. It is a really cool build, and it does take advantage of certain mechanics. So let's hope we get those mechanics to actually play with. Of course, we have to buy the Shaman, because, you know, it's the whole cornerstone of the build, and now we roll until we find a certain ally. And there it is. Yep, we only get one starting out. But you're going to kind of see the principle behind this. Now, it is worth noting, the Shaman buff is permanent, but the sprite buff is not. And any kind of escalation we can get by having duplicates of creatures, we do want to be focusing on as soon as we can. Now, the way the Shaman works is it only buffs, technically the one right in front, but then it applies it to all allies of the same name, which, guess what? Spirits. And we can roll a few more times, get a few more spirits, and the more we get, the better this is. Now, unfortunately, I don't think we can get... There's a few different kind of buffs we can get for our characters as far as spells and stuff like that. There's ones that give them extra attack based on how many copies there are, and that is pretty much the main one we're looking for. I forget the name of it. I've gotten it a few times. We've gotten it in the previous ones as well. But we can't afford this last spirit, so let's go ahead and fight. Yes, we could have sold one, but they don't sell for any money. The only thing that we can sell that will be worth any money is our big friend in the middle. That is going to be our only killer in all of this, which is kind of sad, but we'll be fine. So we want to keep refreshing until we get a few of those. Curse is not useful for us. Another spirit definitely is. And yeah, we're just going to grab them as we see them. We can afford one more, so we're going to keep rolling until we get it. There you go. And now we don't have any money left, so no sense in re-rolling. Now you'll notice as they die at the very beginning of battle, they get a lot of damage in life, and pretty much they're untouched. The only downside of this build is you attack very, very slow. Garrison would not have been a bad pick there either, but generally speaking, we have Tangy Tiki. Which is okay. I don't think we take that. I think we just keep going with gathering more spirits. And that's going to be kind of our goal. And yes, we do get enough to open a slot and get a spirit each and every reroll. Fast learner would be nice on the Shaman, but the test runs that I've done on this, the times that I've done it before, I didn't actually get any Shamans on my rolls, so that didn't help very much. So I think I'm going to leave it behind for now, and we're going to just go for a generic buff as we get into that. We should, yeah, get him up over 100 right away. Nothing can really hurt him. We'll see his life go down a little bit, but his attack does not necessarily damage over time, it does tick damage. So every tick, it does a little bit more for, I think it's 3 hits after the poison drops. We'll see it go off a few times. I'm going to take a drink of my coffee, though, because I just woke up. And I am recording this on my day off from the streams. Do I bother buying another reroll? Yeah, we'll go ahead and grab that. As long as we stay below max, we're fine. We don't really need to keep re-rolling once we run out of money. There are builds that I do like doing that, like the Succubus builds, because that maximizes the damage boost that they give. But for this one, no. And we don't generally want to have a bunch of... Let's go ahead and drop you in. Try not to smash them together. We generally have a desire to avoid getting too many whatchamacallits, other creatures other than shamans, basically. There's a couple setups that can work with it. There is the Yeti, because that will get a decent number of boosts because we're dumping a bunch of stuff out and we're getting it split between our allies. Think we'll check the garrison. Not anything that we want there. So I'll drop you down. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more. So I will go ahead and grab those. We'll need to dump our next one into getting more slots, which is fine. There's you. And Lone Wolf, absolutely useless for us, because we're not actually isolated on the grid. He may end up alone after the first tick of battle, because all of our guys sacrifice themselves, but that doesn't count for giving him the boost from that. Okay, we're going to go ahead and open you, throw that out. We're going to go ahead and just open 2. We're going to not bother with that one. If we get the one that unlocks 3 slots, we will be taking that, because the spirits are 1 slot. They are one of the few creatures that does fit super nicely into just 1 slot. The princess is another one. The cultist is one. I'll grab that. And we're just going to go ahead and fight. Yeah, we do want ones to fill the top, but right now, this is about all we can do with it. And you will notice they're going to end up getting pretty strong. If we can get proper buffs for them, this can escalate even faster. Like I said, there is the one that allows you to get an extra attack boost based on every single copy of that creature you have on the board. We don't want to bother leveling up anything other than the shaman. Oh no, -5. Whatever will I do? We will roll a little bit to see if we can get that. I don't think we will. I think it can happen. Oh, we will go ahead and take that. It can happen before we get to the second world, but it's not going to be super great. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're getting it. That's another spirit. So we'll throw those in there. And yeah, the more spirits we have, the better. The only problem with going with a dual creature thing for this, like say you go Yeti, is you end up having to cut out some of your sprites. So you'll want to cut your lowest ones. Because, well, of course, I mean, they are going to be merging into the other ones, but they don't provide any extra benefit for leveling up. They get, I think it's +1/+1 on a level up, which is absolute garbage. But watch what happens whenever we actually do get a hit on the Spider Queen. Boop, boop. You just see that chunk down. It's more than 3. It's more like 5. Of course, it also moves, so can't always get it to completely die. This was a little bit slower than the last couple times I've done this. We have not gotten ideal luck. We've gotten good enough. Oh. We don't have enough to re-roll this, so we have to accept whichever one we take. Yo, that's actually very... no, that's not that bad. We're going to get more rolls out of that anyway. So it reduces the reroll cost to 0, and then it just goes up by 1 each time. That's fine. You. And you. And we're going to look for that last spirit. Go. And now, whatever we get, we can kind of just keep going with. You can see that we're not quite up into the thousands, which is on the weaker end of how this rolls. If you get good setups for it, good enchantments, good items, you can end up with some pretty damaging setups that can get you over like 1200 on this character. And by the end of World 2, you can get 1200, 1300 on 2 characters, which we may end up doing. Go and grab you, plop you out. So this is going to maximize our buffs there. Might as well take Fast Learner for now. And do we want another spirit? No, it doesn't really provide any benefit at this point. That top row is going to be our sacrificial row if we end up going with a secondary character or not. This character alone can do it, but as you know, well, like as you can tell from this, it does end up being a little bit on the slow side because the fire rate is low. If things stay in the spot where that little skull is, they just die though. I have a feeling once we get into like World 3, World 5 kind of areas in the final game, which we will eventually, provided I can get a copy of this or a key for this, we will eventually do as well. But if we get to that stage, I have a feeling this kind of strategy will need some other kind of support. Invert target attack and defense. No. We do not care about that. I am just looking to see if I can get anything good. Our rerolls are fairly decent, though. Reroll shop with increased rarity. This is probably not going to do anything. I think it's just going to give us uncommon. Oh, nope. There's our shaman. Yay, we got one. And let's go ahead and fight. If we can get that up to level 2, that's going to escalate our damage from these quite a bit. Now, I don't have to worry about the shaman dying, really. I think against the final boss, we might have a little bit of a risk of it if we don't get our defense high enough, but beyond that, we're fine. Right now, we don't have the damage escalation that I usually get. Okay, let's go ahead and go with the Tavern. We could go with the elite bosses, but generally speaking, their rewards just are not that good. I know that's kind of like crappy to say, but they really just don't give us nearly as much as we would like. And yes, I will take the life recovery. That's not what we want. The similar looking thing that we're looking for. There's another shaman. Okay. That boosted up to 6-4, which is going to be a much better boost. Lucky roll. Yeah, I'll just chunk it on somebody that we're not getting rid of. We're going to be re-rolling a lot, so it's not going to be a huge issue. Restore. That would deal with the life thing on there. I don't think we care. Bargain, which is 20 life for that. No. I'm just seeing if we can get something good. We're actually running kind of money rich on this one. I will do one more roll, because that's all I could do. And let's see how high we go. Okay, now we're in the realm of this is solid. We're a little bit too late to be doing a Yeti on this one. If we would have gotten a Yeti early World 2, we could have switched over to that with this setup and been fairly well off as well. Because it provides a temporary buff, but the Yeti's bonus... I'm sorry, I keep calling him Yeti. It's an ogre. Gets a permanent buff each time it's modified. But you'd have to really be... Oh, we got a coin off of that reroll. Sweet. And now we just roll a few times. Rage. I mean, it's not terrible. We can throw that on one of our 50+ ones and get even more damage out of it. Just small little boosts like that for longer games would be a fairly decent benefit. Last roll. Nothing good. But yeah, generally speaking, it seems like most of the really reliable ones, the Knight one, however, was not reliable. This one is fairly reliable. The more reliable ones generally focus in on just ramping up one unit, whereas the less reliable ones focus on actually making a competent team, which... generally speaking, I kind of wish it was the other way around. There's ogres. You can see why it gets so strong so fast. Like, if we swap this out, he would be getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 25 minus 4, which would put it 21. Yeah, we have 21 slots of those. So that would be plus 42 per battle. So whenever you get that early, it's pretty strong. You can see how we do it with the dryads in the... whatchamacallit. I forget what I ended up calling that particular episode. It's out there. It's doing decently. Okay, nothing good there. We'll go ahead and keep on fighting. But that ogre had layers. Although he didn't quite get up to the in-battle strength of this guy, it attacks faster, and being a melee guy, he just generally hugs whatever he wants to kill. So you tend to get through the battles a little bit quicker. I still think the fastest one is the rogue guys. I keep forgetting what they're called as well. You'll probably see one whenever we're re-rolling and I'll look at it. Where are you hiding at? There's another shaman. And I will take some heals, because we can definitely use them. I'm actually surprised we haven't seen... There he is, Scrappers. I call them rogues for some reason, because they just give me rogue vibes. There's another shaman. We are getting shamans nicely this time. Okay, so now level 3. We're actually getting a leveled shaman this run, which is not bad. I think it's mostly because we have rerolls. Ooh. I think that might be halfway decent. Need to be careful doing this. I'll wiggle you down this way. I need to be careful because I don't want to combine these spirits because we've spent so long buffing them up. This is one of those weird situations where you do not want to kind of merge them together. I think we will go with a copy just so you get more punch. I don't think they'll buff the copy because I think it happens after. I'll go ahead and feed you that. Get you a little bit more defense in all of this, although it's not really needed. We're going to be probably close to 2,000. Well, I kind of regret getting rid of the fast learner, but I mean, I can't complain about that. Random upgrade. What are the odds you think it'll hit our one shaman? Probably nil. Yeah, it just hits one of these guys. And you can see the buff that it gets is essentially just, oh, now when you sell it, it gets 150% of its things spread to all allies. They're not really useful unless you are going for a strategy like this. Oh, that's a fun one, but we're taking the shaman. If we can get a level 4 shaman, I just want to see how much of a boost that does. Nope, it does boost the... we're going to have to replace that spell. So I was not expecting it to buff the phantom one. We could possibly mitigate that a little bit, but I don't think it... We're going to have to replace that. Doesn't even matter what we replace it with. There's another fast learner for you, although that is 6. Yeah, that's exactly how much we have. Yeah, that doesn't work. We do not want it pumping the phantom. That basically just means we'd have 2 strong shamans. You could do a multi-shaman run with this as well, which, frankly, probably would give us more of a buff overall, like more overall punch. But as it stands, I think we're content with this. Better safe than sorry in this situation. There's the Chaos Lord. I need to test the Chaos Lord in one of these to see if it actually permanently destroys the unit. Oh, it says troop will die and will not resurrect on next turn. So it just doesn't come back. Yeah, that's a permanent one. That sucks. And you're a 3/2. Just trying to think. Do we bother getting a second one at this point? I don't think so. Because to get that, we would need to get rid of 128 offense. And it would only provide 19 times 3. Yeah, it wouldn't provide anywhere close to that for the end of its life. We're going to reroll. Player No. We can't afford level 2 shops. Oh, it's a level 2 guy. Aw. Well, we don't have 24 gold anyway, so it doesn't matter. There's some ogres. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to do too much more besides just keep buffing ourselves, which is fine. We have how much damage boost each time? We have 1700 defense, so we're probably in the 2000 plus damage range. Yeah, 2650. I don't think we are stronger than the boss just by ourselves. So I don't think there's anything that can really stop us. The only thing that's going to be a major detriment to us is our slow attack speed. Look at all the Chaos Lords! And yes, this boss gives you an extra 2 costs to rerolls. There's not too much we can do there. Sure, I'll throw a Shaman in the Shaman. Doubt we're going to get enough. Yeah, we're not going to get enough to reroll everything. That's fine. How much damage are we going to do? Almost 3,000. Okay. As you can see, those come up and attack us, and he just starts chucking down. There are allies you can get with this kind of setup that will not necessarily one-shot the Tentacle Lord, but they will do enough single-hit damage that it almost kills him before you can summon a second wave. I am tempted to try and build out one of those, but I don't think you can get it before the end of World 2. You'd have to get a very specific setup. Remove all troops from the... I don't want all troops from the field. Gone. But that would be a nice reset button if you had gotten a crappy start. And we will go with... Troops buy and sell for 0? No. If this didn't have the roll cost increase, that would actually be tempting. That roll cost increase just makes this a don't touch. It's just not worth it. The negative too far outweighs the benefit. At least for the things that we've seen. But this is our final battle here, and we got a decent cumulated amount. I would have liked to see this hit more close to 3,500 on the attack and 2,500 on the defense, but frankly, this could just keep going. We're stronger than these guys by a fairly decent margin, so I don't know how far into World 3 this would actually take us. But we'll never see that until the final release, so keep gaming, have fun, peace out. This has been Alzorath, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.